Hello everyone. My name is Candace Sweet and I am a part of the Tennessee Board of Regents mobilization team. I'm going to give us just a couple of minutes for everyone to kind of log in. What I'm showing you now is the Tennessee Board of Regents, the live mobile showcase event website. So as you're kind of logging in, let me kind of zoom in on the website address. That's livemobileshowcase.weebly.com. Hello everyone. This is Candace Sweet talking to you, showing you the website while we all get logged in. livemobileshowcase.weebly.com. Here's the website with all of our wonderful presenters today. My presentation is one of 7 broadcasts throughout the day. I'm kind of in the middle here. This is all a part of our live mobile showcase event. Hello everyone. While we're getting logged in, why don't you guys tell me where you're from? I'm broadcasting from Jackson, Tennessee. And if you're not familiar with Tennessee, you may know kind of our couple of big cities, Memphis and Nashville. Jackson's about halfway in between Memphis and Nashville. It's a beautiful day, very bright and clear. Okay, we'll go in one more time to the web address, livemobileshowcase.weebly.com. Hello everyone. It is so nice to see everybody. Like I said, my name is Candace Sweet and I am here presenting as part of the live mobile showcase event for today. And there are a few things that I want to tell you about. So what we're going to be doing in this particular presentation is we're going to be learning how to curate sources. So basically how to select and organize sources and 3 different ways that we can do that. Hi Darlene, hello, I see all you guys. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep up with the comments, but this is kind of one of my first real presentations, so I'm not, an expert yet in Periscope, but I'm really thoroughly enjoying it, and I'm really excited about all of the possibilities that we can use with Periscope. So the 3 things that I'm going to be talking to you guys today are going to be Google Alerts, Flipboard, and Pinterest, and how we can use those different things, those different kind of resources to help us as we're doing research. Now, this is great not only for students, it's also great even for faculty members and staff, really anyone who is interested in topics and interested in things out in the world, and you want to be able to bring those in and maybe kind of use that research, in your own interest and your own things. So I'm going to flip you around so I can show you a few things here on my, okay, so here we are. Now I also want, here's our website again. I also, before I leave our website, I kind of want to scroll a little bit and show you guys the schedule of events, because there's, a few more presentations left today. Also the instructions for Periscope if you're new to it. And then also here we're going to have these videos are going to be archived on Pinterest. So really excited about that. Okay. So I want to show you another website. This one is one that I have created. Hang on just a second. One that I have created, but it's a blog that I'm working on. So I really appreciated Don King's presentation earlier today on blogs. That was really wonderful. Well, I'm starting one, so I'll show you. It's actually my name, CandaceSweet.com, and I only have 2 blog posts here, so it's definitely something that's very, very new. But I wrote a post for today as kind of a reference guide, something that you could look back and see some of the different links and, brief description kind of what we talked about today. So remember, you can go back to CandaceSweet.com and look through all of my both posts so that you can see kind of what I talked about today and get some of the links for that. So first up is actually Google Alerts. Now, one thing that I really love about the new and emerging technology and mobile devices, is that it's changed a little bit how we do research. Now, we do still have our traditional methods, and they are still important for a certain kind of research. But for sources, topics, articles that are available online for us, if we put in just a little bit of work at the beginning, we can actually set up a few different things that will cause sources to come to us. So if we do just a little bit of setup work, we can have emails filtering in to our inbox every day that is centered around a certain topic that we have chosen. And so that's the first one I want to show that to you. So this is the Google Alerts. So by setting up a Google Alert, you can receive an email of news, videos, websites, and other sources all centered around a topic of your choice. Now, I will set up Google Alerts pretty infrequently. Because they just kind of run automatically in the background and I don't have to think about it all the time. But because I do set it up a little infrequently, I'm always forgetting exactly how to do it. So I've kind of found that the best way is to actually do a Google search. And I'll show you that. How do you set up alerts in Google? I'll actually Google that. They'll give you the instructions, and usually the first link or two will be the instructions for how to actually set up the Google Alert. So here they'll actually tell you. I see it's a little out of focus here on my screen. But yeah, I don't bookmark it. I'll just kind of go in and say, how do I set up a Google Alert? And then here they will give me the instructions. They will also give me the link. Now I have back on my website, I have provided the same link for you. So to make it really easy for you to be able to set up a Google Alert. So I'm going to actually show you my a few of the Google Alerts that I have set up. So you see, I actually have quite a few, and notice that the first couple are actually my name. So if anyone publishes anything to the internet, I will get an email about it. Now, I haven't yet, but someday in the future. And you'll see that there was a particular case trial that I was following. I just happened to be interested. I know sometimes we get interested in different cases or different current events that are going on, so I can set up a Google Alert for that. And you'll also see that obviously my interest is in college and technology and mobile technology and how to use these different things. So think about the different topics that you are interested in. And you can go right up here to the top and type it in like keywords. So think about what kind of keywords you might use for the topic that you're interested in. And I know it might be dangerous pulling up my email, but I actually have one of their emails that they send. And you have different options. So you can choose to get this email as information is published. So you might get several emails a day. I set mine up to only get one email a day, and all of those different, let me go back just one second. All of these different topics, I could choose to receive a separate email on each one. That's a lot of emails, and I kind of get a lot of emails, so you have to judge for yourself how many you get per day because you can actually limit it. So what I've done is mine is, you can see here, it's a daily digest. So all 7 of those topics will actually appear in just one email per day. And you can see here just a few of the different kinds of articles and sources that I did not have to go out and find myself. I set up a Google Alert and they literally came to me. As I sleep at night, I can wake up in the morning and have all kinds of different sources, videos, news, blogs, different kinds of sources, all centered around a topic that I chose. And it comes right to me, right in my inbox. I have another one for you here as well. I'm also interested in comic books, Marvel Comics in particular. So I'll actually, in a different email, I have a Google Alert set up for kind of a fun topic, fun interest, hobby of mine, which is Marvel Comics. So that is kind of one of the great things about these Google Alerts is that they are automatic emails. I do have to go in and create one and kind of set it up, but they're automatic and yet at the same time personalized, centered around topics that I am interested in, and they come right to me. So that is one of the benefits of Google Alerts. Now I want to show you Flipboard. Okay, so here's Flipboard, and that's just, if it'll kind of, there we go. flipboard.com. Now I am showing you this online as a web-based tool, but there are apps. There are apps both for Android and for iPhones, iDevices, Apple devices. So Flipboard I really like because it is an online magazine. So it's also a free account. You can kind of see mine set up here. And I'm going to go to the top left, and there's something called Cover Stories, Following, or Explore. So I can click on Cover Stories. And here are a lot of different resources that Flipboard has found for me. So I can, have my morning coffee, have breakfast, and I can read Flipboard like maybe in the past I would read a print newspaper. So I see a lot of cool things here. Oh, here's an interesting article. I can click on this article and I can do a few different things. I can share articles with, I can share it on Twitter. I can share it with, different fans. You can see up here in the corner. I can share it on Facebook. I can tweet it. And there are also a few other, like LinkedIn, a few other things that I can do with it as well. So I can share that to my students. But something else that you can do with Flipboard, I want to show you that. I'm actually going to go here under my profile, is you can create your own magazines in Flipboard. So if you look here, especially at the teaching and learning, these are resources. I'm just going to kind of scroll through a little bit. If you look back at the CandaceSweet.com, I provided a screenshot of a few of these articles. I see that we're a little blurry. It's kind of going in and out on us. But all of these, you can see here when I go to one, I can like it. There's a social aspect to it. I can share it. Or here, this red button, flip. That's what they call it here on Flipboard. I can flip it into my own magazine. So I have a magazine called Teaching and Learning of sources that I have selected and curated. And you see kind of the way that they set it up. A lot of times they'll give really great graphics. It just has a great user interface. So I really like this one. Think about your students designing their own Flipboard magazine centered around their topic. And what's great about it is you can invite collaborators. So you can have more than one person. You can invite people and have more than one person adding articles into the same Flipboard magazine. And not only can I share individual articles, I can also share my entire magazine as well. And you'll see here a follow button, kind of like Twitter. People who are Flipboard users can come on and follow this magazine, and as I flip more articles into it, they will have access to those. So that's another really cool resource that I like a lot using Flipboard. Now the last one I'm going to tell you about is Pinterest. Now Pinterest is good for finding new content, but it's also really excellent for organizing content, especially visually. So I'll show you just a little bit here. Think of Pinterest like a bulletin board with push pins, and the push pins are holding up different things like images or post-it notes. Just think of kind of the old school bulletin board. So I can create a board now. If I create a board here, it's public. Everyone can see it. I may not want, maybe I'm working on a paper and maybe it's a secret paper and I don't want people to know exactly which sources I'm using. So you can see a few there of a few of the different boards that I use. I can create a secret board. So if I create a public one, just like with Flipboard, I can invite other people in and they can also collaborate and add pins to it. But I can also create a special private one if I want to, if I'm working on something. So I can go through here and I can give it a name, I can give it a description, I can make it secret or not secret, I can attach it to a certain map here. And then here's the place at the bottom where I can actually request other people to collaborate on it with me. So let's think about the kind of sources that we might want to use. The very best place to find sources is, of course, library databases, because those are peer-reviewed, they've been vetted, they've had editors, different things like that. You don't always get that with the internet. But what you do get with the internet may be new and current topics that people have not had time to write journal articles or books about yet, or maybe they haven't had time to get them published because of how much vetting kind of has to go through those. So here I'm looking at different resources that are discussing water on Mars. Well, I'm not going to be able to go into a library database and find articles and books that are discussing kind of some of the new information that we have about water on Mars. So here's what I'm doing. I found this wonderful source. Let's say I think it's going to be absolutely perfect for my paper. And maybe it's a paper I'm working on with others, so I can have a public Pinterest board and other people collaborating on it with me, or it can be a secret one. But here's the source I use, and you'll see here's a place where I can add it to Pinterest. So I can actually kind of add it in. Now I also have a Google Chrome extension for Pinterest. So you can Google adding a Google Chrome extension, and you can actually put it here. Now you'll notice when I clicked on it, it gave me a lot of images that all kind of go back to this website. So I can click here and I can click pin it, and it's actually going to take me to my Pinterest, and it's going to ask me which board, where I want to put it. So I'll just show you just a little bit of why having an image and an article would be really cool. I might come up here to, let me see if I can find it. Let's go to our education app one. Hi, Rachel. So here's one. So here's a source that I have that I've pinned. And when I select on it, I can share it, I can send it, I can edit it, and I can also visit the website. So this is a really cool tool that we can use for curating sources, all centered around a particular topic. So a lot of times we use Pinterest for organizing recipes, decorating. In fact, if you notice my Pinterest, that's what a lot of it is. When we bought our house, I have a lot of boards about decorating and things like that. But think about using Pinterest also to curate sources, to find different internet sources around. Share this. I'm sorry, I'm reading Rachel's. I'm still kind of new to Periscope, and I just think this is wonderful that you guys can comment on it and I can talk directly to you. I think Periscope is just absolutely fabulous. Okay, got a little distracted with how cool this is, but that's one of the things that I can do. So we'll go back and just kind of do a brief recap of everything that we've gone through here. We went through Google Alerts. We can get emails of different resources that get sent directly to our inbox without us having to do that much work at all, just a little bit at the outset. Then we talked about Flipboard, a great resource for gathering articles all centered around the same topic and flipping them into a magazine. One thing I did not mention that I should have is on Flipboard, you can search for topics. So if they didn't happen to give you the topic in their articles that you liked, you can do a search for them and kind of look for articles in a little bit more pointed way before you flip them into your magazine that you can then share with others. And then finally, we talked about using Pinterest in kind of maybe more of an academic way than we usually think about using Pinterest, but to organize our different resources in a way that we can see them visually, and it might kind of help our critical thinking a little bit to do that. So just to kind of wrap up, I want to make sure that you guys are going to livemobileshowcase.weebly.com and make sure that you take our survey. We are really interested in doing more of these Periscope events, and we want to know what you guys think about it. And then also, remember, as just kind of a brief review of what we talked about, I do have a blog post at CandaceSweet.com, so you can kind of go back and get a few of those links. And then also make sure that you're following me on Twitter at Apps for College, and I am also on Facebook, Candace Sweet. And so before I let you guys go, I just want to kind of show you our schedule of events so that you can see who's coming up next. Okay, so there I am. So next up at 12 Eastern Time, we have Dr. Nate Callender and Linda Weeks who are going to be talking to us about swivel. And like Don King said earlier this morning, I had not actually heard of swivel, so I am really, really excited to be able to use swivel. wanted to say thank you guys so much. Please go to the website, livemobileshowcase.weebly.com. Please see the rest of our presenters for today. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for tuning in and for watching me talk about how to curate apps. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.